Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to You Still Matter, a show for seniors and those who love them. I am just ecstatic about our guest today because, listen, we are all hearing about prices that are going up. We're hearing about, the economy. And listen, I have someone who is going to help us save so much money. So you might want to lean in a little bit because you're going to love this. Okay. She is a serial couponer. And I'm going to let her explain what that is. Here's my friend Tim Kedia Smith. Hi, Tim Kedia. How are you?
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm doing great. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I am just thrilled that you're here because I know that I love coupons, right? And I remember, back in the day where we had to actually clip coupons out of the newspaper, right? And I know that whoever is going to listen and see this are going to be able to relate to taking those coupons out of the newspaper and cutting them out. And I like to make sure that mine were organized right. So I had a little organizer, and I was just so excited about my coupons. And I remember one day, Tim Kedia, I went to the store, had my list, but forgot my coupons. So you know what I did? I drove back home to get my coupons
I can relate.
because my thought was, that's money I left, so I have to go back and get it. So first of all, explain to everyone what is a serial couponer.
And my definition of a serial couponer is just someone who continues, someone who's dedicated to learning how to coupon and then just continuing it. It's not just something you do once and then it's done. It actually becomes a part of your saving strategy. So, as a serial couponer, I can say for the past 14 years, which is why I'm serial, I have been using this as part of my grocery saving and also other areas strategy because it's very, very helpful.
Wow, and I noticed behind you, okay, guys, behind her is not a virtual backdrop. This is
No, this is actually in my office.
this is her office, and as you can see, she is very serious about this. So, wow, wow. Talk about a little bit. I know that we don't see a whole bunch of actual coupons anymore in newspapers, or, sometimes some of the stores will have their own, right?
Mhm.
But talk to us ways that we can save. Let's just dive right in.
Okay, so one of the easiest ways, because most people have a cell phone, is your favorite store has their own app. So download your favorite store's app and just learn how to coupon at that particular store. So I'll give an example. You have your favorite grocery store that you go to all the time. I'm sure they have an app. Most of those apps are free to you. So that's a savings right there. I don't have to pay for the app and I can create an account, which really just my basic information, my name, my address, my telephone number, and that's it. And then once you get on the app, you're actually just clipping, they call it clipping, but you're adding the coupons that you want to use to your account so that when you go to the register, you enter your phone number in and all of those coupons just come off. So it's gotten a lot easier, in my opinion, to coupon.
Wow, with the technology, because I know I've been in a store before and I'll see a sales tag, right? And so
Hmm.
when I get up to the register and it rings the regular price, I'm like, no, but I saw that this item was on sale. They said, oh no, do you have our app? I
Hmm.
said, no. They said, well, the only way you can get that sale price that's advertised is with the app. I was like, oh man. And I thought, okay, well, I better wait until I upload the app before I make this purchase, right? And I know, Tim Keedy, a lot of times people, they may say, gosh, you guys are so cheap. And oh my gosh. Well, no, it is called frugal. Right.
Yes.
So there is a difference between cheap and frugal. And frugal is when you, of course, you're always looking, and you're being intentional about finding, right, prices that are discounted and ways to save. So I know you told us about the app. Okay. And that sounds so easy. Technology has really, like you said, it's made it easier for us to be able to do that. So for those who may not be sure exactly how to download the app, or may need a little more direction about doing that, can you kind of just go over that a little bit with them?
Yes. If you aren't comfortable with the app, maybe you may be comfortable with the computer. And if technology is really not your thing, there are stores that still offer the paper coupons. So they are still around. I don't know if you've gotten them in the mail. Like sometimes I get mailers of
Mm.
different coupons. You can still get your Sundays paper if you have that in your area. And they do still offer the ones. If you have a computer where you can print them, there are ways where you can print the coupons as well. So if technology is really not your thing, there are still the paper ones out there. And I love my local grocery store because they offer these. And they just have them in the store next to the product. So you don't have to clip anything. You don't have to buy a newspaper. You just pull this off of the product, take it up to the register, they scan it, and you're on your way. So there are many different ways that, you can still participate if you're not tech savvy.
Yes, and that's why we want to share all these wonderful ways, and to make sure that we are saving what we can save, right?
Yes.
So, the less you spend, the more you have. So that's why we have you to be able to, just kind of share with us how we can do that. And for people that may be thinking, okay, so I see coupons, but it's usually nothing I really buy. What would you say to them if they see a coupon that they won't use? Then perhaps next week they'll see one that they do.
Yes. And I would suggest if you have a product that you really love, reach out to the manufacturer of that product and just tell them how much you love them, and they'll send you coupons for that product. I've done that many times where I've reached out to something that that we use all the time, laundry detergent, whatever it is, and they've sent me like complimentary thank you for being a customer coupons, and that's a great way too. If you have people in your neighborhood and maybe they may have a coupon that you don't, maybe you can swap. I have something that you can use, and maybe you have something I can use, and we can share it that way.
Mm. Wow, that's a great idea. That's a really great idea. And of course, if you see something that you have a friend or a neighbor they use, yeah, you can pick it up for them using
Hmm.
the coupon, and yeah, they can return. Oh, that's an excellent idea. So, wow, just being intentional about thinking about how to save money, because you still can save money. I was in a store the other day, and I've shopped in this store for a long time. I overheard a conversation of someone talking about a coupon, right? I had
Hmm.
no idea that this store even accepted coupons. And so, since I had overheard a conversation, when I actually got up to the cashier, I said, you accept coupons? She said, oh, yeah. I was like, are you serious? And she said, yes, because I had no idea. So I'm glad I was listening, pretty intensely to this other conversation that was happening around me, because I had no idea. And so would that be good as well when you go to the supermarket, is to ask them if they do accept coupons?
Yes, I think that's a great idea because not only will you learn about the store's coupon policy, but you'll also learn about the rewards program because sometimes when you sign up for those different reward programs, you get birthday perks. They'll send you like coupons for your birthday. The grocery store, one of them that I shop at, they gave me $5 off my purchase for my birthday. And so
Wow.
they have all types of reward programs as well as coupons that you can learn about if you just ask.
Wow. Well, some of the seniors who may not be familiar with reward programs, can you
Okay.
explain a little bit about what that is?
Yes, definitely. What the program entails is every time you shop, let's just say it's 10 points that you earn per dollar that you spend. And when you get up to a certain amount, let's say it's 100 points, you can redeem those points for either cash off of your groceries, you can redeem them for free items, you can redeem it for gas perks, like I've saved on my gas by redeeming my reward points. So essentially, the program just allows you to earn these points and then you can redeem them for what you need it for.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So, in addition to the couponing, we're talking about rewards, and we are talking about ways to save or ways that you don't have to spend as much money as it would cost. And I know that, you're going to be coming back to do additional episodes because we are certainly trying to save. Oh my goodness, because we know that prices right now are so high and
Yes.
predicted to go even higher. So, with these wonderful tips that you're sharing, we know that we're going to be able to counteract, some of these high prices. And would you say it was also would be a good idea that when you do go shop to make sure you shop with a list, right? With a list and maybe have, identify what you have a coupon for. I know I would do that. I would have a list and then I would just buy that next to that item, I would put a C, right? And that would
Mhm.
tell me, okay, I have a coupon for that. And then also would kind of get an idea of how much I would be saving. So, but wow, Tim Kedia. So, any last tip you want? Well, last tip for this episode, because we know that you'll be returning for additional episodes. So, what would be one of your takeaways?
I think my final tip would be in addition to the grocery list, to get an idea of how often you purchase your grocery items because the stores have what we call a sales cycle. So
Mhm.
every 6 to 8 weeks, they put a certain item on sale. Let's say you buy canned vegetables, and every 6 to 8 weeks, those canned vegetables are going to be on sale. So if that's something your family normally eats, and you know, hey, we go through maybe 5 cans every 6 to 8 weeks, when you go grocery shopping and it's on sale, get your 5 cans. That way you don't have to spend anything additional until the next cycle comes. So now you have your list, you have your coupons, and you know exactly how many you need to get to carry you from today until the next sales cycle. So now you're on top and you're just saving away at that point.
Wow. And I'm learning here because I had no idea they have what is called sales cycles. That
Mhm.
is amazing. Thank you so much for all of these wonderful, wonderful tips. And of course, we'll know that you'll be certainly coming back with more, but you have really given us a lot of information. And you guys, if you are a couponer or if you understand or you can relate, go ahead. You can enter your comments below. And you can always feel free to send us an email. Some of you are doing that as well at you still matter 55 at gmail.com. It's also below as well. So feel free to do that. And we ask that you would just like, share. If you someone came to mind or a few people came to mind, would you kindly share and give us a thumbs up and just add your comments? We're so excited about this. Also, just Tim Key, let me ask you a real quick question. What has made you so passionate about doing this and doing this for 14 years? Just in a couple words or so.
Um, the savings is a huge part of it, but it gives me joy, if that makes any sense, to
Yeah.
save and to put the deals together and to see how much I can learn and what I can share. I'm passionate about sharing what I do, and having a stockpile has allowed me to do a lot of donations. So that drives me too. The things that I don't personally need, my family don't need, I donate. There's a women's shelter not too far from me, so I donate to them, and that's given me the passion to continue on.
Wow. And thank you. Some other great ideas. Other great ideas. Thank you so much. And everyone, listen, again, thank you for tuning in. All right. We'll see you next time. Take care. But remember, no matter your age, no matter who you are, always remember that you still matter. Again, thanks for tuning in. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you soon on the next episode. Bye for now.